Here we go. It is officially that time. We are 2 weeks away. Actually, no, three away from the Super Bowl. And we have the Final Four. Who will represent the AFC and who will represent the NFC in SoFi Stadium on February 14th? Well, here are my picks. First up in line, the Bengals are going to Arrowhead against the Chiefs. The Bengals shocking the world once again, barely surviving the Titans with an amazing defensive performance, in my opinion. They were able to hold down Derrick Henry, and obviously Tannehill did not look that good, but the fact they were able to hold down Tennessee to 16 is crazy. And of course, that amazing game-winning field goal really sure did help them a lot. They're here. They're one game away from the Super Bowl. But they got the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they really captivated, for the most part, in the divisional game against the Bills. Now, there's some questions regarding their defense, but I think it's just how explosive the Bills' offensive firepower is, which is something the Bengals also do have. So I'm predicting here a very high-scoring game. And speaking of scores, for these two divisional championship games and the Super Bowl, I'll be providing score predictions as well. So who will come out on top and represent AFC in the Super Bowl? Kansas City, 30-24. And here is the NFC spectrum. There is quite a lot of superstitions going on in this one, because each game in the playoffs, I've picked the Niners to lose. They won. I picked the Cowboys, and I picked the Packers. Does this mean that, I'm going to counterpick, I'm going to pick the Niners so that they lose? Well, let me get further into that. Because also, the Niners have always beaten the Rams when they were in LA. They were like up 6-0 on them. And they've beaten them twice this year. And they're going back to LA. There's probably going to be 49ers fans invading. The Rams are trying to do everything that they can to prevent that from happening. But now let's go into the team firepower themselves. The 49ers. I think they got to have the best defense out of the remaining four by far. They really captivated in holding down the Packers in Lambeau last round. So I definitely do feel like that this could be a problem for the Rams, but I feel like the Rams do have the advantage in offense here when you had those performances from Stafford and Kupp, and Cam Akers is starting to roll back in. I don't think Cam Akers was able to play against the Niners this year. So if he comes back against them, that could be a huge factor. And speaking of run game, the Niners' run game could definitely do something against this Ram defense as well, which I believe will happen quite a bit, considering Jimmy Garoppolo's performance has been quite questionable. I don't know if that's going to help them at all. So, there is one problem here. The Rams have quite a bit of a choking hazard. It happened in Week 18. 17-0. They blew it. This exact same game here. The wild card, they were able to captivate well again. They dominated the Cardinals in the first half. Started to slow up a little bit. Then the Buccaneers game, 27-3. If they're 1 point off, I think the Bucs would have won that game. I'm not being serious. They blew it, and they made it 27-27. They were able, though, in the final few seconds to get into the Bucs red zone and kick that winning field goal. So with all this in mind, and considering those superstitions of picking against the Niners, this is not a counter pick. But because the way that the 49ers defense have been playing, and considering Rams' choking hazard potential, we are seeing a 2020 rematch. 49ers versus Chiefs. 49ers win this 24-20. We'll just see how this goes. No matter the situation, I'll be back next week for my Super Bowl prediction. It could be this one. However, who day?